Food has been.
Yeah, our federal food has been cut 50%, and all of our state food has been cut about 50%.
Is that right?
Yeah, for this year. Yeah.
And that's, what was it last year?
Well, last year I think our state budget last year was around 35,000. That's been cut down to almost around 18,000.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
And our federals. Well, what we don't get money. They just send in food each month, and that's what we've been getting a month. Now it's been cut in half.
Okay.
I'm getting state or federal food tomorrow, and usually we get meat, and there's no meat at all. No meat at all.
What are you receiving?
We're receiving 185 cases tomorrow.
And that's all canned and boxed?
It's all canned, dried food. Yeah.
That's not a lot, and that's supposed to last you for...
That's 185. I've gotten more than that in a month.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And how long will that, do you anticipate that will last
Well,
you?
I can probably go 2 months at the most. See, we're open twice. We're open twice a month. And we were open yesterday. We had 400
North Carolina.
We had 200. We had 77 through here yesterday, and on Wednesday we had 150. We had 150 households through here on Wednesday morning, and then last night we had 77 more through here. That takes a lot of food.
Yeah, it does.
See, if we packed in these bags here like this.
Okay, so are they allowed to get whatever they want? Or?
No, when it's already packed.
Okay.
They just come through and we give them.
And that, what they receive is a week's worth? A couple
Well,
days worth?
it's a supplement. What it's called? It's a supplement. It's not something that's supposed to take care of their entire food diet. It's just a supplement.
Okay. All right.
Then we give you some facts.
Everything you see over here is all state food. Everything over here, it's in this department.
Now, when you say state,
That's what we get. Well, we get from the Pennsylvania Food Bank up in Williamsport. It's out of Harrisburg,
okay.
and we have to order through the food bank in Harrisburg, and then they either deliver it or we go up and get it.
Is there a limit on the variety, or do you have pretty much?
Well, whatever. They have a menu. I go into a website, and I just order everything on this website, and they'll tell me how many cases they have of each item, and then what the price is. See, we don't see any money. The money is in the food bank,
Sure,
and then we just keep working out.
all
of it.
electronic.
Yeah. This food back here, this is all donated food. This comes from individuals, churches, organizations, scouts, post office.
Come on, let's shake that.
They're also allowed to go through and pick one set of clothes each time they're here, like a blouse and a pair of pants.
I've lost a few pounds, and I had to get some new suits, and I have other things that. But we always take it just because we're in Williamsport. We've taken it to Williamsport,
Right.
but
no, everything in here is free. So many outfits to see. We have some that would come in and take the whole thing if you'd let them, so we have to put it down.
well, I have. We're in the process. My wife is cleaning out my closet, so we have some
Very
things
good.
that we'll bring down here.
As you can see, I have a very hard time keeping blankets, sheets, towels on the shelf.
I'll remind you of that.
They go as fast as they come in.
And furniture and appliances, anything that works. I mean, we got some new mattresses, brought them down, they were here 2 days and they were gone. I mean, people, baby things, toys, cribs,
Oh, gosh,
things
I
like
wish I
that.
had known that about a month ago. I'm sorry. We just gave a bunch of stuff away.
Yeah.
And we're trying to.
We have a shed out,
downsize.
big shed out there that we put the large furniture stuff in. And usually that goes very quick. Television sets.
TVs, microwaves.
As you can see, I have boys and men's, and over here it's girls and women, teenagers.
Yeah.
Suits, pants, whatever. And I'll tell you, at graduation time this year, you should have seen the suits go.
I'm sure.
Clothes are good, but they're not the best. So they're allowed to take more of these than they are the real dressings back here. And the sweats, and then this is all little tiny kids' clothes. From newborns up to size 6. And shoes, clothes, blankets.
No, you don't stop.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, I love it.
He has his cowboy boots on, he likes to
Well,
wear
we've
them.
had, once certain people come in here, we show them around, and a lot of people make comments, it's like walking into a department
Yeah,
store.
it is. I'm impressed on how organized and how clean it is.
Behind the closed door, which I could open for you, is Christmas gifts. Every person that comes in here, or that's on a paper in the household, receives a Christmas gift. If I get something in, winter like,
Sure.
it goes back for Christmas. I put it back behind you.
We also give all the recipients for Christmas, we give them chickens. For Thanksgiving, they all get a turkey. And for Easter, they all get a ham. Well, that money all comes out of donated money that we receive.
I was going to ask you, can people donate
Yes.
to you money? You don't
Yes.
give money out, but if people give you money, you could buy things.
How do you handle on the biggest complaint, one of the biggest complaints among many that I'm hearing now as a congressman is the welfare system. And people beating the welfare system and trying the welfare system. How do you regulate on who truly the needy are?
They have to fit within a certain income level that is put out by the state. I have a paper.
We have those
here that
papers
I
over
can
there
show
that
you.
always shows you, gives you the guidelines that we have to
The-
go by.
the state guidelines is what we go by. And the same way with the federal boxes. You have to fit within that guideline.
We have a responsibility, just as human beings and Christians,
Right.
to make sure that people less fortunate
Right.
than we are are taken care of.
That's right.
But we also, as the prosecutor in me, take care of
That's
The
right.
ones that need it.
the
not
sham
the other.
artist.
Yeah.
Some people, this really does that. They're taking their food stamps. Some, it's been established that they're trying to crack down on it, are taking their food stamps and going into stores and buying cases of bottled water or soda. They'll take it out, empty it, and then take the bottle in to get the deposit so they get the cash to go buy beer and cigarettes and stuff like
I've
that.
heard
Because you
that.
can't, you can buy food with food stamps and that's it.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So
that
it's
they
just,
do.
there's always going to be somebody
Yep.
out there to try and beat the system.
exactly right.
However, like you folks, we have to be smart enough to test them.
Well, we've been here long enough now that I can just about tell.
We can tell who the
I can just,
shysters are.
Yeah.
I can just feel it, Somebody's pulling my leg.
Yeah, as a prosecutor, I can too. I can guarantee you, we're going to start bringing our stuff
Sure.
down here.
Yeah. Well, we take, we're not, stuff that we get, we get an awful lot of stuff here. We, of course,
Sure.
we can't use everything that's in
Right,
here.
yeah,
And
Well,
we take
some
the
of
best of it.
yeah.
And the rest of it we bag up, we take up rescue workers.
Good.
We
And
walk
then-
every Tuesday morning.
Okay, good. That's what I'm going to do then. You can filter through it, and then what's left, I'll take back, or you can
No,
send
we
to the
can
rescue
take it right
workers.
up, but,
We go up every Tuesday morning, the rescue workers. And
Good.
We
We
go to
get
Sister
some that
Henry,
you
she
just
gives
open
us,
up the
she
bag
gives us food.
and-
I just brought
buy it
to
back
them
up because, yeah.
kids' clothes that weren't 6 months old,
Mm-hmm.
and several suits that were good suits,
Mm-hmm.
just that they're way too big
Parts
for
of
me
the-
anymore.
Well,
We
Matt,
had one woman, she had I think she said he was 7. I think he was 7 years old. He got his first bed here. He had been sleeping on the floor, and the child told us that too, that his bed was on the floor. You can't, you
Can't
just
imagine.
cannot, no.
yep.
You think, is he telling me the truth? But when a little kid
What's a
stands there and
7-year-old?
tells
Why would he make something like
We started about 20 minutes at 10 till noon. And then Thursday evenings, we start about 5:30 till 7:30. That's every other week.
a week. And then we have the restrooms, and the furnace room, and this is our fax machine, copier. It didn't go for no. They have what they call, there's a lay minister, and he talks to them now. Anybody's invited, but we do not
I mean, we can't tell people they have to wait.
There's usually 8 to 12 in here listening to me. And that was donated by one of our recipients.
I just got back from Israel, and I'm a little bit of a history buff, particularly on religion. And I am reading parts of the New Testament now in a whole new light because of my experiences over
Yeah,
there.
sure.
And visited where I visited.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is it.
The state inspector, we get inspected here by the state.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they want to see all these records. So you gotta keep everything, you know. Everything. They want to know where the sign-in sheets are, and they want to know this, and they want to know that. But every time we get good marks, so.
I would imagine you do.
Usually, any time that I need help, I call, and
Okay.
usually, if they're available, they're here.
Let me put it this way. What is on some lighthouses' wish list?
Well, we take, of course, donations. We're always looking for food donations, all because we just go through them
Did you
all.
take cash donations?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, we have to have cash donations. We couldn't operate here without local help because we have the light bills, we have truck insurance on the buildings,
So the
sewer and water.
Everything else, the food is paid for how?
The state food, we get each fiscal year. Like their state fiscal year runs from July 1 to June 30th.
Yeah.
So every year at the food bank goes into the food bank up here after the state passes their budget,
Yes,
and they
okay,
find
I
out
got it.
what they're going to do.
It's pretty much the same in the federal system too. It's all done electronically.
Yeah.
There's not cash being exchanged.
See, and then we send all these reports up to all this report you see here goes up to the food bank, and of course, what they do, they estimate how many people we're serving here, and then that's how they break how much money we're going to get.
Got it.
That's the way they do it. We get a certain percentage of all the different food banks that are in this area, and then they split that money.
How
In
many
other
are in
words,
the
the
area?
state will give our area maybe $200,000.
Yeah.
Well, out of $200,000, they have to break all that out to the food banks.
So you're competing with other food banks.
That's right.
Okay.
The largest one, I think, is Salvation Army, probably, and Rescue is the biggest ones. And then I think we're either third or fourth. in size.
Where do most of your people come from? Is it a particular area where the largest percentage, or a large
Hughesville,
percentage?
Lairdsville,
Montgomery.
Unionville,
Montgomery.
and then Montgomery.
Montgomery's a big area. Montgomery's a large
And their
area.
backgrounds, are they farm people or?
Farm people.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
All right.
I would say so.
3/4 of them are farm.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of that.
Well, ABC, the last few nights have been running. Well, the other day they said how many children. The problem we're having in this country with feeding the hungry.
Yeah.
And I think they said like 1 child in 4 is going hungry. I mean, this country. I mean,
It's hard to believe.
it's hard to believe. For the United States.
Sure. We're the richest country in the world when it comes to food production. We feed the world. And yet, why is it that 1 child in 25% of our children are hungry? I can't get my arms around that. I'm trying to find the answer to that. Is it because there's not enough available? Is it because they don't know about it? Is it because the adult parent, whoever's in charge of the kid, is not taking it seriously, or does not really know how to feed a child? What is it?
I don't know. It's what's happened? They're not living within their budget. I don't know how I live within. I try to live. I live on a budget.
Yeah, I do too.
I figure out how much I have to live on each month.
Exactly. One of my biggest complaints as a prosecutor is when we're standing before a judge at the state or when at the federal, and it's sentencing time.
Yeah.
And, you know, fines have to be paid and things of that nature, and a person says, I don't have money. And here's what drives you crazy, and I say to the judge, put them under oath. So they're put under oath. And I said, do you have a cell phone? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How many people are in your family? 4. How many cell phones do you have? 4. Do you smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Do you drink alcohol? Well, you know, usually they play it down once in a while. Do you have dish TV? Yeah. Do you have a big screen TV?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean big screen? I mean other than a 20-inch.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a big flat screen. And this drives me insane,
Yep.
but yet they have 6 kids and they're undernourished.
Right.
I've supported everything I can to preserve our programs. I do have some problems with the lack of monitoring in WIC. However, the most important issue to me is, regardless of how it's being managed or not being managed, it's the child that I have to be concerned about. So we cannot simply just say, well, we'll teach everybody a lesson and we won't feed the child. And I will not do that. But I am a very big proponent of looking into the agencies to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and the money's being spent efficiently and effectively. But now, when it comes to kids, Colleen knows that you know, as a prosecutor, I handled any cases that involve children myself. So I'm going to continue to support programs for the children, but yet still try to make them more accountable.
They want me back there. They want me to invite you to come down some night when we're open, just to see what it's like for someday.
Sure.
We think you'd enjoy it.
Just
We'll put you back in here. You can help distribute the food.
That's one of the jobs I do.
please just get with Colleen, and I'm in D.C. usually 3 weeks out of the month, but I'm back in the district, and I have 14 counties that I'm swinging around to. But we can get something scheduled, and I really should experience that.
You get a face of the people who are the recipients. I know local churches have responded. A number of pastors have come in, and one of them in particular, the first time he came in, Dave Culbertson at the Episcopal Church, said it really was an eye-opener.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you have to see it. You have to experience it to realize it. I just got back from Israel. We were on. I'm on 2 committees where I have to travel quite a bit: Foreign Affairs and Homeland Security. And what you see on television, what you read about, what one studies about, and I do love to study the history of the Middle East. It's put into a whole new perspective when I went over there and actually feet on the ground and saw how small the area was, the close quarters among the warring factions over there. I could see Palestine from my hotel room. We were only 30 miles north of 30 to 40 miles north of where the rockets were going in that week. It killed 7 people. I have a completely whole new understanding of it. I've always been a supporter of Israel and the Middle East, but I even look at it from a different perspective now since being there. Couldn't wait to get back to the United States and get my feet planted on the ground here. And no matter how much anybody complains about the States, sure, we can always improve things, but I've been all around the world. And after about 3 days of being away, I'm ready to get back.
Bill Guthrie.
Jennifer Simpson.
Teresa Guthrie.
Tom Marino.
Dolores Fry.
Ken Heck.
Okay.
Ken Fry.
Barb Steer.
Teddy Finey.
Patty Peterman.
Dan Doyle.
Irvin Cup.
All right. Thank you.
Good. Thanks for being here.